Catherine. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I had to maneuver my way to this microphone. It doesn't look like we have anybody.
No, I just went back to the main room to check again, and some of them were saying they were having trouble moving, but I see a few that have moved, so I'm gonna go back over there and see if I can figure out what's going on.
Okay. Hi, Miss Jennifer. Welcome. We will get started in a few minutes. We just want to make sure that we give everyone enough time to make their way here, but we hope that you're doing great this evening.
Hi. I was wondering if there are parents in here. Can you?
Oh, are
Because
you?
parents are. I'm staff here. I was just wondering.
Okay.
It looks like. Oh, maybe now people are able to join. Okay.
Yes, I can see them now. Okay.
Okay. Great.
Welcome, everybody. We're going to begin shortly. I just want to give everybody enough time to move from the main room here to this room. So we will get started. Mrs. Bailey, do you want to introduce yourself to the group before we start? Okay. All right, I think that it's starting to slow down just a little bit. So we'll go ahead and get started because we have a few slides to go through and we want to be mindful of your time this evening. But we do want to say welcome to you all and we thank you so much for coming out to our parent night. We will be focusing on math tonight. And we have a few slides that we would like to go through with you. Again, my name is, if I haven't said it already, my name is Catherine Stevens. I am the K-2 math administrator. So we also have Miss Kim Parks. I believe that All right. And okay. So we have a couple of technical issues in Jigsaw, but we're going to work around it. But our agenda for today, we will go over the classroom expectations as far as modules that are located within Canvas and daily versus graded assignments. We're going to discuss Zearn, which is one of our newer math platforms that we utilize this year. And last, we're going to go over a few math strategies and talk about high impact practices. So let's begin with math modules. Most of you all are familiar with Canvas, and you know that through Canvas, you are able to find the math modules. If you are new to GCA, then maybe you're not as familiar as some of our veterans. So I wanted to take a moment, if I could, to show you what that actually looks like and where you can locate it. So I am just going to share my screen for a second. So the platform that we utilize for our school for GCA is Canvas. Everything that you will need is located within Canvas, okay? And within Canvas, you will find modules, okay? So for example, for math, this is a first grade math module. You will find the week that you're in. So for example, this is the week of September 20th. And so you can see here, each day has a different assignment, okay? These are the actual modules that your student will be working from. Now, this leads into the second part of modules, which deal with daily work versus your graded work. So it can be a little confusing. What we want to do is we want to make sure that the students have something to work on each day that will help build their learning capacity, that's going to help them work on those math standards. So we do want to give them assignments, but not all of them are assignments that they need to submit. So for example, let's look at Tuesday. Right here, and I also want to note that if you all want to make it bigger on your screen, if it's not quite big enough, if you look where the actual presentation is, there's a word that says hide, and there's a blue circle right next to it. You can just move it to the right, and it helps make it a little larger for you, okay? So under each day of the week, there is an assignment. Not all of those assignments are to be submitted for a grade. So the ones, like, let's just take Tuesday. You'll notice that there's daily work. It's going to tell your student what to do. There's a link that shows the lesson that they need to go over. But if you ever see like a page like this and it has an activity, those are assignments that your student is welcome to work on. They're welcome to work on those, but they do not have to submit those for a grade. So if you look at Tuesday and Wednesday, you'll see that it has the page that shows what's going to actually be due for that day. There's a link for the lesson, and here's a page. Yes, your student can print this page off. They're welcome to work on that activity, but they do not have to submit it. However, let's look at Thursday. When we look at Thursday, we see that there is a daily work. There's a page for daily work that's going to show them what to do. There's a link for the assignment, but we look here, we see this rocket ship. Anytime you see this rocket next to an assignment, it is usually for a grade. You can also tell if something is for a grade because it'll say graded underscore, and it might say coursework, it might say assessment, and then it'll say underscore math 4.06. So if you see this rocket ship, it is for a grade. So that's how you can tell if something is for a grade or if it's not for a grade. So that's our daily work versus our daily work versus our graded assignments. I'm going to keep sharing because that's just easier. I lost my presentation on there. So we've already discussed where the modules can be located. We've already discussed daily work versus graded assignments. So now we're going to talk about Zearn. I don't know if Kim, was she able to get in yet? Miss Camelia Parker is supposed to be presenting with me, but if not, I'll keep going. Let's see. I'll just keep going because I don't think that she was able to get into the session. So Zern, most of your students, you've probably already heard them talking about Zern. They have a Zern mission that they have to complete every single day. And yes, they do. Zern is our newer platform that we work with this year. Last year, our primary platform was MobyMax, and we still do use MobyMax. But Zern is the primary platform that we will use. It is student-paced. As long as they're completing their missions, they will get another mission if they are able to. If they're able to complete the first mission, then they get access to go to the next mission, and so on and so forth. And your student is able to access Zern if they go through Clever. Now, most of you all know how to access Clever. If you are familiar with MobyMax, if you're familiar with Illuminate, some of you all just had your student take the interim assessment. They had to go through Clever to get to Illuminate. That is exactly where you're going to go through. You're going to go through Clever to find Zern. And again, Zern is self-paced, and students will complete missions and build their capacity for specific skills. So let's talk about high impact practices, math strategies. I know that a lot of you all are probably wondering some things that you can do at home that can really help students to help your student to really become a lot stronger in math. And so let's talk about a few of those. Some of these are things that are done in class that you may have noticed, but you're also able to do things at home. So some of the high impact math practices that we have that we utilize within our classrooms: higher order thinking, asking those questions that are not just yes or no questions, or it may not be a question that just is 5 plus 3 is 8. It may be you asking your student, how do you know that 5 plus 3 is 8? Is there a strategy that you can show to prove that 5 plus 3 is 8? So those are some examples of things that we do in class for higher order thinking, and you can do those at home. We'll talk more about that in a second. Academic discussion. That is also another area that we work in class to improve students' thinking with math, generating conversation about strategies. How do we know that that strategy worked for a particular problem? And is there another way that we could solve it? And evidence-based writing. This is something that I would say a lot of parents would like more help with, helping their students be able to explain answers in math. So we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. Math strategies. So many of you attend classes with your student, and we love that. We love that you're in there and that you're able to assist and guide your student. And so you may have seen a lot of the teachers do number talks, okay? And number talks is, it seems very small, but it's so powerful, because what we do is we show, sometimes we show dots, sometimes, there's a word problem or something, and students are generating different strategies of how they came up with an answer. They might have come up with the same answer, but they are able to learn from their peers to figure out what strategy that they use. Maybe there was a different strategy that could help another student, and they can all benefit from hearing each other's strategies. So for example, if we were to show this to students, and we would only show it for maybe 30 seconds or something like that, and we might ask them, how many dots do you see? And the student might say, I saw 7 dots. And we may ask them a question of, how did you see that? So a student may say, well, I knew it was a 10 frame and there were only 4 on top. And I know that there are 5 on the top row for a 10 frame. And there's another 5 on the bottom for a 10 frame. But I realized that 3 were missing. So I knew that was 7. There may be another student that sees it another way. So it's really just about generating, again, that great academic discussion to see how students see things, and to help other students to be able to learn and benefit from the other strategies and the way that students see things. And you can do these at home with your student. Just making sure that they're able to strategize, Knowing how to talk through what they see is very key. And even writing it down. If they're able to put it into a number sentence, that would be great. That brings in that writing piece. A KWL chart. I know that you all have seen these in many of your classes, but these are very, very important in knowing how students think and knowing where we could take them with their learning. So if there's a particular topic in math, we may want to know, what do they already know about that topic? We want to know, what do they want to know? And then after we've, taught that skill or that standard, what did they learn? So these are very important. These are graphic organizers, and you can find them on websites. You can find them pretty much anywhere. If you just Google KWL chart, you could use this for math. You could use it for other subject areas as well. So this is another strategy that we use just to help students organize their thoughts, to get their ideas on paper. The CUBES problem solving strategy. We've been working a lot with this, especially in first and second grade. And it was ironic because I actually taught a class in second grade today and we were going over this. But this is just an acronym that we use to help students remember what to do when they see a word problem. It's always good to just give students problem solving strategies, because sometimes word problems can become complex and we want them to be able to really break them down in a way that's easy for them to see. So we use this CUBES acronym so they know that the C stands for, after they've read the problem, we're going to circle the numbers, okay, the numbers that we're working with. And some of you all you may have your student with you. They may be saying, I remember that. I know that. We did that today, or we did that last week. That's really good. We want for them to remember that. But the C stands for circle. We want them to circle the numbers. And the U means underline the question. What question are we looking to answer? B, box the key words or box the action words. This is going to be very important because when we box the key words or the action words, those are the words that are going to tell us what we're going to do to solve the problem. Are we going to add or subtract? Are we going to multiply or divide? How do we know that? E, evaluate and draw, and S, solve and check, okay? So in this word problem, it says, in gym, there were four red, 5 green, and 2 purple hula hoops. How many hula hoops were there in all? We want for them to use the CUBES strategy to solve this. They're going to circle the numbers. They know they're working with 4, 5, and 2. Underline the question. What is it that I'm trying to figure out? How many hula hoops were there in all? I'm going to underline that because I need to make sure that I can answer that question. B, box the keywords. The keywords in all tell me I'm going to add. E, evaluate. Okay, so now I'm going to look back over it, make sure that that I have put in all of the information. And we will get your questions towards the end. There will be a Q&A section for everyone. So just hang on to your questions. But E is evaluate and draw, and then S is solve. So now I'm going to take all of my information, my 4, my 5, and my 2. Now I'm ready to solve. And my sum will be 11. So that is one strategy that we teach in class to problem solve. Let's see. And I do believe that now we are at the end of the presentation. I would like to open this time up for questions that you all may have. So now is the time that you all are able to, once you raise your hand, I will call on you in the order that I see them raised in the chat. Let's see. Miss Katrina, there is your microphone. Go ahead with your question. I see that your microphone is green, but I can't hear you. Okay, Miss Katrina, I'll come back to you. Okay, there you are. I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm using my daughter's headset.
Okay, you're okay.
I've got a kindergartner, Um, are there any tips that you could maybe suggest for the sight words? My daughter's getting everything else, but I've made games. We do sidewalk chalk. We do the sand writing. We do that. It's just I don't know what's going on, but I some of the words just are not clicking in her brain. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, I understand. I understand what you're saying. What I would do is reach out to her teacher as far as having some different strategies. I do believe that there is going to be another parent meeting where the ELA will be addressed. But as far as with this session, it's more math related. So I would just reach out to her teacher and see if he or she is able to offer some extra suggestions for you to improve her her sight word fluency.
Okay, yeah, because math she's really quick on getting the math. Do you know of any kindergarten clubs that's coming out up on the boards?
Okay, say that one more time because I didn't get that last part.
Oh, do you know of any kindergarten clubs
Clubs.
that's coming up? Yes.
I do not know of any that are coming up. Mrs. Bailey may be able to speak on it a little more, but I am not sure about that. As far as you mean, like after school, something dealing with math.
Anything like math or being able to get her around kids her own age.
Hmm. I am not, and that's come up a few times, I believe in other parent meetings, but as far as for kindergarten, I am not 100% positive that there is a club for kindergarten. Mrs. Bailey, our principal might be able to speak on it a little more, or you might be able to reach out to her, whoever her teacher is, to ask if she knows that information.
Hey there. Good evening. I hope y'all can hear me this time.
Yes.
Awesome. Wonderful. Yes, we actually are going to have some clubs. They are getting started soon, and you'll be getting information in Canvas messages about those. And there will be some clubs for primary students, K1 and 2 also. So we totally hear you. We want to provide opportunities for our students to socialize after school. And we do have some information coming up on that very soon. We're working on organizing them right now.
Okay, cool. Do you know of anything that will be coming up for locally? Because we actually live in Augusta.
Yes, let me grab the events. Okay, let me grab the events link and put it in the chat. We do have our big community day coming up. And
Oh yeah, she signed up for that one. She's excited.
oh, awesome,
Hey.
wonderful. Well, we're so excited too. We do have that's one of our biggest back to school events, but we have events all over the state, virtually and in person, year round. So let me grab that link for you.
Okay.
Okay, and I think Mrs. Bailey is going to put it in the chat, Miss Katrina, and then you can just grab it from there, okay?
I definitely will, yeah, because everything virtually, especially during like lunchtime and like after school, she's all about that. I'm just trying to get the more like in person, face to face,
Right.
like community day.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, our car is messing up, so distance is an issue right now.
Yes, I definitely understand that. And Miss Bailey, she just put Mrs. Bailey just put the information in the chat for you, so you can just grab that. But we're so excited that your student is excited about all of the wonderful things that we're getting ready to do at GCA, and we hope that you're loving it. And we're just excited to have you all.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
Uh,
she loves going. And my sister was actually had her daughter coming to GCA a couple years ago,
mhm.
and she's actually the one that actually told me, "Hey, GCA is where it's at. It's a top line school.
Yes.
Where I was like, okay,
That's it. She had the right idea. And we appreciate you sharing that information too, Miss Katrina. And go ahead and grab that link from that Mrs. Bailey just put in the chat. Let me go to our next. Let's see, Miss Keisha, I believe your hand was up next. Go ahead, Miss Keisha. What's your question?
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, okay. Finally came on. It took a minute.
It's
Okay, my
okay.
daughter just started yesterday and she's
Uh-huh.
not scheduled for any math. And I guess, was trying to figure out, is that something that's going to happen for second semester, or why isn't math on her schedule?
Has she taken her math,
Yes,
the
she
math
did.
she has?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They may be still working on her schedule.
Okay.
When did you say she was scheduled to start?
She started yesterday.
She started yesterday. Okay. And she doesn't have it on her schedule. They may be still working on that. Mrs. Bailey, you
Okay.
want to chime in on that?
Yes. Does she have all her classes and you're just seeing that she's missing math, or she doesn't have any of her classes
Well,
yet?
I noticed today they added PE. So, like Monday, there wasn't any PE, and then Tuesday she had PE added for today. So don't know if they're going to keep on adding stuff to her schedule, but she has like two classes of English, social studies, science, and then
Mhm.
she had PE today.
Awesome. Yes, that makes total sense. So what you said is absolutely right. They are currently building her schedule and they're
Okay.
going to continue adding them. So just keep watching and you can just start jumping in and attending those classes as they come in. You're probably going to get several more tomorrow. It sounds like she's
Okay.
pretty close to being scheduled, but that's great. And welcome. We're so glad you're here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Keisha. All right, let's go back up to our list, and we just appreciate you all being so patient. We are trying to give everyone their allotted time because we know it's very important for everyone to express everything in their entirety. Um, I know that I've seen your name before, but I always mispronounce it. Miss Honoria, am I saying it right?
Honoria.
Yes, I got it right that time. Okay, good. How?
Yes. I well, thank you for doing this meeting. It helps a lot. And I noticed you were talking about CERN, the new platform that they're using.
Yes.
I don't see a adaptive test that my kids can take. Um, my two little ones are pretty advanced in math, so it is a hassle to have them to do because it's pretty basic where they are.
Mhm.
They're pretty advanced, and to them it's boring to do 1 + 1 is 2. So how is there any adaptive test they can take so it would start the lessons from their level and
Well,
maybe would be more interesting for them to do?
that's a great question. So with Zern is, it's going to go through the missions, just, and that also helps. Even we have higher students that extra practice does help them, but they're also able to do Moby Max, and Moby Max will give them an assessment to see where they are, and it will give them lessons based on that. But Zern is
Ah,
the primary that we're doing this year. But they're also welcome to do activities in Moby Max as well.
okay, we have used well, I love CERN because they use so engaging voices
Mm-hmm.
and pictures, and they make it so interesting to learn. So I thought this
Yes.
is the place we need to be. But then when I noticed that there was not an adaptive test for them to pick up where they are, um, so my first grader is like, this is boring, and it's not boring, but it's just because he's so
They
advanced
didn't
in math.
know it.
It's not
Well,
boring at all because they
right.
use so engaging voices, and Moby Max has the adaptive test, but Moby Max voices, the people that teach that, it seems like they're reading from a book, and they put people to sleep. That's all I'm saying. The lessons are great. It's just the voice that people use on that platform makes me go to sleep. And my kid is like
Right.
zooming out instead of listening to the voice. Yeah, I hear you speak. You're so engaging. You make people turn their faces at you and listen to you. The same with CERN. They're so engaging. I love how they teach the lessons. I just wish there would be
Right.
a place where they can do the placement test and they could start right where they need to be. In MobiMax, it
Yes.
has all the lessons you want them to know, but they'll have two people, a man and a woman, and they just seem like they're reading from a book and they're tired of reading. This is what we're going to learn today, and it's just
Right.
they just need to improve that.
And I understand, I don't mean to cut you off. I understand exactly what you mean. But honestly, a lot of our students that, that are high flyers, they love Zern just for that reason that you said, where even if it's something they already know, they love that it's interactive. They love the fact that, oh, wow, I completed this mission. I can go to the next one. Even if it's something they already know, they really, really enjoy it. Moby Max, is a little bit different, but they're both very, very, very effective. It's always good just to get that reinforcement in, even if they know it sometimes when, if we think that they might know something and they may need a little bit of extra practice in an area that we're not aware. So that's why with Zern, it goes through the missions just to be sure that there's no gaps, that it's not skipping anything. But
Okay.
yeah, you can reach out to their teacher, though, to see if there's anything extra that he or she could recommend for that. But we appreciate it. We always love to see you here, Miss Honoria. We love your participation. Thank you so much for always coming. Let's see who is, and we appreciate you all being so patient. This list is very long. Bryson, your hand was up next. What's your question?
Hello, how are you doing? I'm actually his mom, but hi everyone. I hope you had a great day. My question is kind of sort of collective thought, but thinking about where the students need to be and how they're going to get there. How is, and even with the ELA classes moving forward, but also math, because that's the subject we're discussing. How will we make sure the kids are meeting their academic goals with the enrollment increases that we're having?
Great question. So what we're doing it, and we've started this week, we have win groups, win sessions. I don't know if your student has told you about that or if you've seen them, but in math, we started on Monday with our win groups. And what we do is we individualize instruction. We have an entire day of math where, based on a standard that a student may not be performing well in, the teacher is able to meet in a small group, and sometimes, with maybe 5 or maybe a little more than that, to give them that individualized attention in areas that they may not be performing well in. So even though the class sizes are increasing, we're doing everything that we can do to make sure that we individualize instruction as much as possible. The win days are just one day out of the week that teachers are able to just do small group instruction all day, but a lot of them have started doing small group instruction other days throughout the week, just to pull students to make sure that each child, each of their academic needs are being met.
Okay, thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome. Let me go back to the top of this list. It is just humongous. So be patient with me. Let's see. I just lost my place, I think. There we go.
I got to do the same thing, Miss Stevens. It looks like Jasmine is next.
Yes, I got to mute Bryson's microphone first. There we go. Okay, so Miss Jasmine, let me come back up. Okay, Jasmine, there you go. How are you today?
Hey, good. How are you guys? I had a question about Zern.
Okay.
If the teacher is not assigning it every day, can we still just go and do our thing on there?
Yes, great question. And that's exactly why Zern is so awesome, because it just takes the students automatically through their missions. Okay. So once they complete a mission, they automatically get to advance to the next mission. So it doesn't have to be assigned. So that's one of the reasons why we love Zern.
Great. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. All right. Let's see, Miss I hope I'm saying this right. O'Shea. Is it O'Shea? Did I mispronounce? You have your microphone, O'Shea. Okay. There. Yes, I can. Your microphone is on now, but I can't hear you. It looks like your camera's red, so you may have some connectivity issues. You may have to double click on your camera. Okay. Miss O'Shea, I am going to come back to you, like once your microphone is working. Just raise your hand again and I'll come back, okay? All right. Going back up to the top of the list, and I believe it's Miss or Vandana or Vandana. Am I saying that right? Miss Vandana or Vandana? Okay. Maybe they left, or maybe they're not. Okay, let's go back up. And because we really only have less than 15 minutes, so I want to make sure that I keep it moving. Tania, is that right? I just unmuted your microphone.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, my question is, if a student has started after the start of school, and we're trying to go back and do lessons that have already been done, but they're saying locked, especially in a lot of the math, it's saying locked as of certain days.
Mm-hmm.
How do we go about doing it? And because on the grade it says missing.
Okay, so for math, it should be if they started after a certain date, they would only complete what's in the champ checkpoint and the assignment that's assigned for the champ checkpoint. So they don't have to go back through all of the lessons. It's only the ones that, depending on when your student started, it would only be from that point on in the champ checkpoints.
Okay, because a lot of times we trying to click on things and it'll say locked as of a certain date.
Right. So if it's not an assignment that's assigned to them, like with the champ checkpoints, with a lot of the students that started after a certain date, it would be really impossible for them to go back and complete every assignment that was assigned since the beginning of school. So a way for us to make it easier is they can go through those lessons, but there's only one activity that they need to complete. So the rest of the assignments would be locked. The only ones that they need to complete are the ones that are listed in the champ checkpoint.
So even though it's saying missing, it's not going to count against it.
The teacher will go in and make those assignments. They will be exempt from those because it was before their start date.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for the explanation.
Oh, you're welcome. Let's go back to the top of the list. Crystal. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Crystal. You have your microphone. Did you have a question, or was it about the slides? Okay.
Okay, sorry. I thought I was just talking and I thought you
No, you're fine. I can hear you now. I hear you.
I'm sorry. Hey, how are
Hey,
you?
I'm great. How are you?
Pretty good. I just had one question because the teacher's been really, really awesome with answer. I had so many questions,
Yay.
probably like 20. So the only one that I was unsure about was the one where I'm kind of piggybacking from Bryson's mom.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more of with the first graders. I wanted to know is there somewhere we can go and get what I'm trying to say, I guess go and clock what they've done and make sure they've done it and completed it. That's the only thing that I see that I can't go back and see a checklist maybe.
Well,
of what
you mean in the modules?
Just with everything, anything, just to make sure that she's keeping up and turning in the assignments she needs to turn in, and
Understood.
because yeah.
Okay, so let me show you very quickly.
Okay.
Well, I may not have time because we only have 10 minutes left, but in the modules for each week, it will have it should be able to show you view assignment, submit assignment, those type of things. It should show you on there. I think I'm very visual, so I have to see things in order for it to make sense. So I'm just going to show you very quickly.
Okay, thank you. Sorry.
You're welcome. Let me show you very quickly.
The little part underneath, how it says view, and then after you view the whole slides, then it says viewed. And like that is that
No.
what
So do you see
oh,
right here where it says complete all items?
okay, wait, I'm gonna zoom it in and see.
So in all of the math modules, it'll have you'll be able to see if they haven't completed something. Some of these items will be view only. I mean, view the item. Some of them will say submit the item. So it will let you know within the module if you've completed everything or not.
Gotcha. Okay.
Does that help a little bit?
A lot.
Okay.
Yes. Because I've
Perfect.
seen that, but I was like, is this enough to know that they've done it? Or okay, so
It will.
gotcha.
Yes. So it will definitely be there after they've completed the assignment. It'll show you. It'll tell you if they still have things left before they leave the module. It'll it's designed that way. So
Perfect. Okay.
yes. Let me.
Thank you.
Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank
Perfect.
you.
Okay. You're welcome. All right. Let's see. Going back, and I want to go ahead. Mrs. Bailey, would it be okay that if we don't get to everyone's question, are they able to email me, or I'll put my email address in the chat so that in case we do not get to your question, you can email me your question and I will respond within 24 hours. So cstevens@georgiacyber.org is my email address, just in case. I don't want anybody to feel like, it's the end of the session and your question wasn't answered. So, oh, well, no, we care about your concerns or your questions. So email it to me if we do not get to you. Okay, I'm going straight down the list. Heidi, there's your microphone. Hey, Heidi.
Hello.
Hi. How can I help? Hey, can you hear me? Are you able to hear? It's not work. We can hear you. Yes. Heidi, can you hear us? Can you hear me? Okay. Heidi.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, Heidi. How can we help you?
Why can I hear?
Are you all able to hear me?
Hello.
Maybe it's my microphone.
We can hear you, Miss.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Ingrid, are you able to hear me?
Oh no, it's not working.
Yes, Miss Stevens, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. I think.
Are you okay? Oh, hold on, Samaya.
Hello?
Samaya, stop it.
Okay. I'll come back to Miss Heidi. I think it might be something on her end. Okay, so I hope I pronounced his name correctly. Han, is that right? Oh. Hi.
Han sound, but it's like short form Han.
Okay, Han. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
So, is it the hello, ma'am? She's my kid. Okay, so ma'am, is it the right platform to ask the question about attendance, nucleus? Can I
Attendance. You wanted more information about attendance?
No, I have information, but I have some issues like my kid, like she's attending her classes regularly and joining them by Jigsaw, but still she's marked absent yesterday and then Friday. So it's like the most trouble part is the nucleus thing.
Right. So they have Learning Coach live help sessions that pertain to nucleus during the day. I think they begin at 12, if I'm not mistaken. And I want to say there was a session earlier before we came to the breakout rooms where they were talking about nucleus. If you could reach out to your FEL and have them put you in touch with there's a person that is assigned to you that's over attendance, and your FEL may be able to find that information for you. Lauren, are you able to speak on that at all?
Hey, I am. I was just going to hop on. Yes, you can reach out to your attendance specialist. You can find them on your student schedule, or I believe you can even see them in Canvas to know who that person is. But yesterday, I do know that yesterday's attendance was showing incorrectly today, and that has been resolved. So you will see that is no longer showing an absence if your student was in class. Now, if you're seeing one from Friday, that may be that you did not log the additional hours for your student to meet the minimum required time. So if you just go back and add that, then you should be good to go.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Lauren. Was your question answered?
Yes, ma'am. And one more thing, on the 1st September, it was a school-wide issue in Jigsaw, and that day I was continuously in contact with my homeroom teacher and my FEL. And after a few days, I came to know that it was marked as absent. And from that day till now, I am just struggling to like fix this, like why this is 1st September is absent. My FEL said like it won't be an absent because it was a school wide issue. So like, and yeah, it's like the most trouble part is attendance thing, I would say that. Others like teachers, my FEL is, she's awesome, but this thing I want to say, like the attendance part is like giving much headache. The studying part is okay, but nucleus and it's acting like funny, you can say, or like that. So that I would say.
We definitely understand that part. And so, as Lauren has said, just reach out to your attendance specialist and they will help you or guide you through how to maneuver, how to best maneuver through that to get those attendance issues resolved. We are at the 3-minute mark before it's going to be time, I believe, before they call us back to the main room. But I don't want you all to think that, we are not concerned about your questions and your comments, but we are on, our time is very limited. I've tried to get through as many people, as many questions as possible, but I want you to make sure that you take note of my email address that's right there. Let me just put it in the main chat. I think it only went to one person privately. So let me put it in the main, in our chat for primary. I do not see it. I don't know why I don't see primary on here, but my email address is the letter C. See if I can put it in the notes section. Yeah, I can put it in the notes section. So here we go. C. Stevens at georgiacyber.org. So if you look at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen in the note board, you will see my email address, cstevens at georgiacyber.org. And you are welcome to email me any math-related questions. And I will make sure that I return your email or respond to your email within 24 hours. Again, it has been a pleasure meeting with you all and talking with you all. And then we appreciate you all coming out and learning about math and how to better assist your student in math. Ms. Bailey, Mrs. Bailey, I'll turn it over to you. If you have any closing remarks.
Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate everyone. A big, huge shout out to Miss Stevens. You did a super job tonight, and we are so thankful to have you as our math administrator in primary. We appreciate you, and we appreciate all of the learning coaches that gave their time to come and see us this evening. Thank you so much for your partnership. We hope you have a great rest of your night.